the skeletal system has ligaments, bones, joints, and cartilages. Muscular system, skeletal muscle. Nervous system, neurons, eyes, and ears. Senses, your general senses, temperature, pain, and pressure. Special senses, hearing, smell, equilibrium, sight, and taste. Muscles, skeletal muscles are striated, cylindrical in shape, voluntary, multinucleated, and found in walls of attached to bones. The cardiac muscle is striated, branched, involuntary, has intercalated discs, uninucleated, and found in the heart. Smooth muscle is spindle-shaped, non-striated, involuntary, found in walls of hollow organs, and uninucleated. And the skeletal system allows movement, allows blood cell formation, it protects soft organs, it stores minerals and fats, and it supports the body. Muscular system generates heat, maintains posture, produces movement, stabilizes joints, and then the nervous system has integration, motor output, and sensory input. Muscle terms. The muscle with the major responsibility for a certain movement is the prime mover. The movement of a bone around its longitudinal axis is the rotation. The movement of a limb towards the midline is the adduction. The stabilizer of the origin of a prime mover is the fixator. The increaser of the angle between two bones is an extension. The muscle that opposes or reverses a prime mover is the antagonist. The decreaser of the angle of the joint is flexation. The movement of a limb away from the midline is abduction. The muscle that aids a prime mover in a movement is the synergist. Bone terms. The ends of a long bone is the epiphysis. The bone-forming cells are osteoblasts. The tunnels that carry blood vessels and nerves lengthwise through the compact bone is the Haversian canal. The fibrous sac filled with the synovial fluid that provides cushioning in the area of a joint is the bursae. The shaft of a long bone is the diaphysis. The space inside shaft of long bones is the medullary cavity. The cavity in compact bone that contains osteocytes is the lacunae, AE. A unit of compact bone, aka osteon, is the Haversian system. A flat sheet of hyaline cartilage found in a long bone where the shaft and the ends of bones meet is the epiphyseal plate. Bone-destroying cells are osteoclasts. Mature bone cells are osteocytes. Immovable joints are syntharosis. The fibrous connective tissue membrane surrounding the diaphysis of a long bone is periosteum. The concentric rings around the Haversian canal are the lamellae. The freely movable joints are diarthrosis. Slightly movable joints are the amphiarthrosis. Tiny canals in compact bone where cytoplasmic projections of osteocytes are found are the canalicuли. The bone-thinning disease that makes bones fragile and easily breakable is osteoporosis. The answer, acetylcholine, released by the terminal branches of the nerve axon, causes a change in the electrical charge of the answer sarcolemma. The actin potential travels to the answer T tubules and into the answer sarcoplasmic reticulum, where calcium ions Ca++ are stored. The calcium ions are then released to the answer sarcoplasm. The calcium ions combine with the answer troponin, causing it to change shape. This shape change moves the answer tropomyosin complex away from the answer myosin. Using energy from available answer ATP, the myosin heads bind to the myosin binding sites on the actin. The shape change that occurs when the myosin heads bind to actin produces the power stroke of contraction. When many filaments in many fibers produce a power stroke, muscle contraction occurs due to the sliding action of answer myosin and answer actin filaments. Relaxation, acetylcholine, is rapidly broken down with acetylcholinesterase. The 4 steps in repair of bone fractures is the hematoma formation, fibrocartilage callus formation, the bony callus formation, and bone remodeling. The explain all or nothing contraction response. It pertains to an individual muscle fiber. If there is enough stimulus to create an action potential plus start a contraction, the muscle fiber will contract completely. Aerobic respiration versus anaerobic respiration. Aerobic, glucose plus O2, aero, CO2 plus H2O plus 36 minus 38 ATP. Anaerobic, glucose, aero, PYRUVICACID, aero, lactic acid plus 2 ATP. The 4 steps of a nerve impulse transmission is the resting neuron, depolarization, action potential, and repolarization. The process of hearing, sound waves enter external auditory canal, aero, tympanic membrane, aero, malleus, aero, incus, aero, stapes, aero, oval window, aero, waves in PERILYMPH, move hair cells. Aero, stimulates COCHLEAR, nerve. The order of structures through which light passes in process of vision. Cornea, aero, aqueous humor, aero, lens, aero, vitreous humor, aero, retina. Define reflex. Fast, predictable, and involuntary. The 5 components of reflex arc in proper order is the receptor, sensory neuron, integration center, motor neuron, and the effector. Areas of the brain. The diencephalon includes the thalamus, hypothalamus, and the epithalamus. The brainstem includes the midbrain, pons, medulla oblongata, and that's it. The meninges in order are the pia mater, the arachnoid, and the dura mater. What is the function of the following areas of the cerebrum? The primary motor areas send impulses to skeletal muscles. The Broca's area is involved in our ability to speak. The gustatory area is taste, and the olfactory area is smell. Nervous system and senses. The process of focusing on near objects by changing shape of lens is accommodation. Gaps in the myelin sheath along the axon are the nodes of Ranvier. The producers of tears is the lacrimal gland. The carrier of impulses toward CNS is the sensory neuron, afferent. Nearsighted is myopia. Transparent anterior portion of the sclera is the cornea. The photoreceptors for color vision are the cones. The processors that conduct impulses towards cell body of a neuron is the dendrites. The watery fluid that fills the anterior cavity of the eye is the aqueous humor. The pigmented layer that gives eye color is the iris. The membrane that lines eyelids and surface of eye is the conjunctiva. Farsighted is hyperopia. The uneven curvature of cornea or lens resulting in blurred vision is astigmatism. Processes that conduct impulses away from cell body of a neuron are the axons. The photoreceptors for dim light vision are rods. The connectors of sensory and motor neurons are interneurons. The condition in which it is difficult to read things up close because the lens has lost elasticity is presbyopia. The carrier of impulses away from CNS is the motor neuron, efferent. Increased pressure within eye that can cause blindness is glaucoma. The innermost layer of the eyeball, which contains photoreceptors, are the retina.